Hey, I'm Ty, founder of Preservan, and I am super excited to share with you another episode of Chart New Territories. Today I have Hillary Edwards from Birmingham, Alabama. She has an amazing entrepreneurial journey that I can't wait for you to hear. So, Hillary, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me, Ty.
So, here's where I always like to get started. This is about your journey, your entrepreneurship journey. Tell me a little bit about what Hillary was doing before she was sitting in a podcast studio in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
Sure. Um, well, I spent the last about 15 years as a stay-at-home mom. And during that time, I did a couple of live-in flips, and I just love renovations and homes in general.
Yeah.
And I have 4 kids, and they've been great helping me with projects. And they're growing up a little bit
Yeah.
now. Yeah. And so it was just, I felt like it was time to take that passion
Yeah.
for homes and renovation and develop it and
That's-
turn it into something for
that's
our
awesome.
family.
So you're doing flip all in the Birmingham area? Is that where all the flips were done at?
No, I've lived kind of all over.
Okay.
Most recently, we moved from Newport Richey, Florida.
Okay.
We were there a couple years. Before that, we were in California for a bit. We lived overseas in Greece for about 10 years.
Wow.
And been in Washington State, Rhode
Yeah.
Island, Florida, been all over.
Been all over.
Mhm.
Always doing the house renovation stuff.
I really developed that passion for building
Yeah.
probably about 20 years ago when I did a year of AmeriCorps with Habitat for Humanity.
Okay.
And I just fell in love with the anatomy of houses,
Yeah.
with using resources, kind of limited resources, to create beautiful spaces.
Yeah.
And that really got me interested in tools and just opened up a huge creative window for me to learn. It gave me the opportunity and the courage to learn.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to ask this question. I know the answer to it, but so the people listening or watching know that this is for real. Hillary, share with me or share with everybody listening what your favorite tool gift has ever been.
My favorite gift ever. Yes, it is a SawStop table saw.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah. So for people listening that don't know about a SawStop table saw, this is the real deal saw. It has a special feature that you basically can't cut your finger off with it.
Right.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. So my father-in-law gifted it to me because I was doing a live-in flip. My big kids were at school and I had a 3-year-old at home and I was working on a sketchy table saw, and he was like, yeah, you can't be doing that with a 3-year-old by yourself at the house. You need something safe. And it was an amazing gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things when we were having our early conversations about Preservan, I was like, this is a good fit because with us, we use Festool for our dust extraction and our sanding when we're honing in and blending and forming our repairs. That's like the best of the best in dust removal and sanding. And so when I heard that you had a SawStop table saw, I was like, oh, okay, this is a person who's going to get the value of using the right tool.
And I love that Festool stuff too. It's beautiful, beautiful tools.
So you're doing flips, right? And that's kind of entrepreneurial, definitely. I mean, you're investing your own money in the houses and the repairs and all that. But at what point in time, what's the moment that you decided you wanted to switch from that, which is kind of more circumstantial, situational, to actually starting a business and maybe even considering franchising? When did you decide to make that switch?
So about 2 years ago, I decided I wanted to get back into the work world, and I went to work at Costco. It just fit, the hours really fit for our family at the time. So I was doing early morning stocking at Costco, and I spent basically 5 hours a day, 5 days a week, listening to podcasts about business ownership, personal finance.
Yeah.
just really trying to educate myself and find how I could use that passion for home building and my love for houses and create something for my family
Hmm.
and do something that was adding value to the community as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. That's really great, and I know you had help uh, looking at franchise opportunities. We don't have to share what the other opportunities were, but you were evaluating opportunities. You had help with a franchise consultant, correct?
I did, yes. I have a great friend. We've been friends for probably 17 years, that is a broker. And when I told her I was kind of thinking about franchises, she offered to work with me. And she was so great, a huge help in just kind of doing some deep dives into different opportunities. And actually, it really redirected my thought process of where did I want to go with my journey into business. And so I'm really grateful for her. She was just a rock in like
Yeah,
answering questions and not even knowing what questions to ask. She really guided me in that. Um, just finding out what I didn't know I needed to find out.
yeah. So because I love our consultant and broker community, and they are so awesome at helping people navigate that franchise space. There's a lot of good franchises, and there's others that maybe aren't so good. Will you share what the consultant that you used was? Aaron
Erin Gilliam from
Gilliam.
Power of Pluck.
Power of Pluck. And so
Hmm.
yeah, she was awesome, and she has a lot of experience in franchising
Yeah,
herself,
she
and was
does.
really great at helping you navigate that, and was such a great asset for us as well, and just kind of the whole process. So switching gears here a little bit, that's how you got here. Now we're talking about what you're going to be doing. So, kind of in your own words and your own perspective, what is it that Preservan does?
Hmm. Really simplistically, Preservan does wood rot repair. But
Right? That makes it so easy. It's
yes,
so simple.
yes,
Yeah.
but I feel like it's so much more than that.
Yeah.
It really, I really see Preservin as an opportunity for a lot of win-win situations.
Yeah.
Like win-win between franchisor and franchisee.
Yeah.
Win-win between the franchisee and their technicians. Um, between the business and the community. Even between natural resources
Yeah.
and the environment,
Right.
like there's just so many win-win
Yeah.
opportunities within Preservin.
Yeah, you know what? We don't want to dive into all of them, but there is one that there's a couple that I really would like to kind of maybe ask kind of a deeper. So when you think about that win-win between Preservant and the technicians, that was I think one of the first or second that you mentioned. What when you say that, what does that mean to you that we're going to have this win-win between your franchise and the technicians you're hiring?
Um, I think that offering an above living wage for
Yeah,
your area is a huge part of that. Um, and really finding technicians that align with the values of preserving it gives them an opportunity. Maybe they want out of an office job, maybe they want to
right.
express themselves creatively. Um, so that win win comes from finding the right match and offering more than probably what they're coming from.
Yeah. And this is not a question I prepared you for, so I'm gonna just because I just love this conversation. So you just recently, because you're here doing your Oklahoma City training, and you have brought along your first technician, and so you just went through that hiring process of recruiting your first technician. How did that process go?
Um, it was an interesting process. I
Yeah.
just used Indeed, um, and there was a lot of coaching from you and from Emily of like how to write the advertisements and how to determine wage range.
Right.
So that was really helpful. And then just as applicants started coming in, um, kind of using the predictive index tool to
Hmm.
filter out and try and find good matches as far as their interests. And then the interviews I felt were really interesting. Like
Yeah.
just really like trying to know people,
Right.
really trying to like understand who are you,
Yeah.
like, and find that connecting point on a personal level to see
Right.
like, is this really a fit? I'm not here to find out like if you can do the work or if this is enough money for you or like find do you fit in a box or
Yeah.
something. I want to find out like who are you and will this add value to your life as well?
That is like I got chills. I just love when I'm sitting across from a new friend and that's what they're thinking about. Like, is this going to add value to your life? Because I think that as people, we spend so much time working, right?
Hmm.
Like, it's just it's our culture. It's capitalism. It's how all these things work. We're going to spend so much time working, and to do something with our day that adds value to us is so critical. I think it's a thing that's missing in a lot of people's lives. I think that one is the value of franchising because maybe you have a corporate job and you want to do something that matters. But even on that more beginning stage or wherever you're at in life and you just want to do something that matters that aligns with your values is going to give you value in life. That's such an amazing statement and
Hmm.
something that's when I know like people really get the values of preserving because that's what I think about. I think about like, is this something that you're gonna wake up today and yeah, it's still a job. I don't want to pretend like it's not, but are you gonna find value in this? Is this gonna be the next right step in your life?
Right.
And finding that right technician that's gonna be that's amazing. Do you feel like with your first one you got a good start?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I have
he's
to
great.
agree. He seems really great. So as you think about, you're in Birmingham, and you've got a territory there in Birmingham. But when you think about specifically the areas of Birmingham that you're most excited to serve, or you think that Preservan is going to add the most value to that community there, are there any specific areas that really stand out to you that you're like, I can't wait to like get started and do some work in these neighborhoods?
Hmm. There are definitely a lot of historic neighborhoods in the Birmingham area. Um, Specifically, some of the places that I've driven around and like been really excited about the houses. There's some neighborhoods in Homewood that have beautiful old houses that
Yeah,
I think preserving can add a lot of value in preserving the integrity of the architectural history of those
right.
homes. Um, we also are in we're susceptible to wood rot in
Yeah.
being in the South. And so there are a lot of houses. There's a lot of growth kind of towards the south of Birmingham
Uh huh.
also. They're not historic homes, but beautiful, high quality homes that are susceptible to wood rot.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that preserve and offers such a value um, economically, but also just not it's not as disruptive to somebody's life to
Yeah.
kind of and rip out all the windows and put new ones in. And I don't know, just there's a lot of growth in the southern
Yeah.
side of Birmingham that I'm excited to
Yeah.
be a part of. And
It was such a cool thing to go through. Of course, one of my favorite things about being a franchisor is getting the opportunity to look at all the. I love houses, and I love like when you're talking
yeah,
about earlier. I just love houses, and I love all ages of houses. I love historic houses, but my grandfather was like a suburban home builder, and I value those things too because everybody's got to live somewhere, and
yeah,
for most people, it's the largest investment they'll ever make. It's their castle, and so whether your castle is 100 years old or 10 years old, I think that companies need to help you take care of them. And so I just love. And so one thing I will say when we were doing, I think it's our second call when we were looking specifically at the Birmingham area and looking at the housing inventory, there was just some beautiful houses. And not, I don't want to say that I'm surprised because I am never surprised that across the United States we have beautiful houses, but I am always just like, I don't know, just like gets me excited. Like just there was just amazing, beautiful houses in your area, and I think, like you said, it being in the South, there are going to be great opportunities, regardless of the age of the house, that's going to find wood deterioration, be it from rot, termites, or other causes. So when you think about Preservan and you bringing Preservan there to Birmingham, how is this going to stand out? And I think you've already spoke a little bit to this, but how is it going to stand out and be different than what the current options are for somebody in your area?
the current. options generally are going to be DIYing,
Yeah.
and that's going to be with products from Home Depot or Lowe's that are like not specifically meant for longevity of wood rot repair.
Right.
Um, Other options are going to be replacement, which can be really disruptive and costly. Other than that, perhaps you can find a handyman to come
Yeah.
and do some work, and might be all right, might not. Depends
Yeah.
who you find.
That's right.
And
And it depends on if
yeah,
you get on their schedule. Usually, if they're any good, they're going to take forever to get
that's
there because
true.
they're super busy.
That's true.
Uh,
Yeah.
that's so true, and I think that's another thing. Preservan does have plenty of competitors out there, but usually they're just doing it such a different way.
Right.
And we're gonna come in and we're gonna offer, yeah, a long-term solution, like you said, but it's also gonna be a convenient and affordable alternative to what most of the competition or others in the market are gonna have. And I think that kind of leads us. The reason we do that kind of leads in the next question I'll ask is, Preservan, we say we don't have customers, we have neighbors. What does that term neighbor mean to you? And when you think about Preservan Birmingham, how is that going to impact the way that you treat your customers?
Hmm. I think kind of going back to my interviews, looking for my technician, it really involves like trying to know the person
Yeah.
and what are their goals. And so how to serve our neighbors when they're coming to us with a problem is to really like understand where are you coming from, what's the problem as you see it. Be an active listener
Yeah.
and really try to understand what can I do, what can we do at Preservan to help solve the problem that you're coming to us with
Yeah.
in the most beneficial way for everyone involved,
Yeah.
for the homeowners, and ways that are going to be economical and long lasting. Yeah, I think treating people like neighbors is, I think neighbors and family, it all ties together.
Yeah.
Really trying to know somebody, understand how you can be involved and be helpful in what they're asking from you.
Yeah. I love that answer, and it kind of even goes back to the previous question about the competition or the other people in the area. The great unique thing about Preservan is that our goal is to help you solve your problem, not to create an additional problem. And so
Mm,
if you call Hillary out there in Birmingham because you have, an amount of rod on a door that's the size of your fist, our goal is to fix that, not to expand the project. And in so many other home improvement businesses, the goal is to take a small problem and turn it into a big solution. Turn one rotting door and replace all your doors, replace all your windows, replace the siding. Heck, just gut the whole house and start over again.
right.
Ours is to say, hey, I see you have a problem. You've shown me your problem. We'd love to help you fix it, and that's it. That's it. Right? Just
Hmm.
we're done.
Keep things focused.
Keep things focused, and it helps going back to kind of like also the value of the technician. Helps the technician have a lot of value because they can then hone in a craft rather than be a jack of all trades.
Right.
So when you think about Preservan specifically as a business opportunity, switching gears here, you're thinking about it as a business opportunity there in Birmingham. What do you think makes Preservan unique as a business opportunity?
I think what caught my attention was the innovative, like category creating
Yeah,
opportunity that Preservan is. That I loved that there's not hard sales.
right.
We're offering a service. We believe it's value. It adds value. It's economical, and if you like it, you like it, and if you don't, you don't. There's
Yeah,
not hard selling.
yeah,
There's no, well, it might not be raw, but let me fix it anyway. Like it is
right.
what it
Yeah,
is. And I really appreciated that because I'm not a salesperson. I'm
yeah,
not a marketing guru. Like I just want to do the work and do it well and have a beautiful finished product at the end.
yeah.
And I think that's what really attracted me to Preservan.
Yeah, I think like honestly, when we're evaluating people and we're considering, that's something that I kind of look for. It's like I want someone, and you are this, like they can be an advocate for what we do. That it's not ashamed or afraid to tell somebody like, hey, we have a service here that can totally help you out, but then has no interest in trying to make it something that it's not or turn it into something big. Like I said earlier,
Yeah.
like just I would love to help you solve your problem.
And I think it's amazing too that whenever you say, I'm opening a business, what do you do? Wood rot repair. I have that problem.
Right?
Which is exactly what my broker and I said when we saw the
Yeah.
first information from Preservan. I think it had a before and after
Uh-huh.
picture.
Yeah.
And we both looked at it and we're like, I have that problem.
Yeah.
Which is that's so ideal in a
Right.
business opportunity that it's a common problem without a common solution.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's kind of, I mean, it's such a simple solution. It's not
Mhm.
overly complicated, and it's something great that like that you can go out there and help people out with. Hillary, it's been a great conversation, and of course, we're so excited to have you in the Birmingham area. I think it's going to be a great success, and specifically with you there as its leader and franchise owner. As you look out ahead in the future, 5, 10 years, what will be the sign to you that this has been successful, that Preservan Birmingham has been successful?
I think that the having people recognize us in the community,
Yeah.
having our vehicles out there and our technicians out there being seen, and people know that this is a service that's being offered and that it's adding value to the community.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, no, that's great, and it's funny. So many people who have sat here at this table, it's always about. It's not about money. Like, of course, it's a business opportunity, and we want them to be financially successful.
definitely, I hope that we don't lose money.
Right,
Yes,
of course,
definitely.
of course. But when you add value to your area, you will find success. And so if you put adding value first, the money comes.
I love that.
And that
Yeah.
is something that definitely you you're vocalizing, that so many other of our franchise owners vocalize, because they get it, that if you'll bring value to your community, you bring value to your technicians, you're going to find success in your area. So thank you so
That's
much
great.
for
Thanks,
being
Ty.
here. We are super excited for Preservan Birmingham. And here's the thing, if you're out there and you're in Birmingham, Alabama, or heck, anywhere across the United States and you've got wood rot, I want to encourage you to go to preservan.com and fill out the form and get a free quote to get your rot repaired. And here's the thing, if you go there and you notice that there is not a Preservan in your area and you're thinking, heck, maybe it's time for me to leave what I'm currently doing to start something new, click that link that says franchise and learn more about how you can open a Preservan in your area and add value to your neighbors.